Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll show you how we can paint a flower wreath with butterflies. So let's start with today's video. So with the help of pencil you can roughly create an oval kind of shape. You can do it precisely as well, but when you do it roughly it is also fine, because anyways we are going to add multiple elements in between, so we are going to make it work for ourselves. So you can have a rough oval shape like this, and then you can rub all the unwanted pencil mark and make sure you're able to see the pencil mark so that you can have an idea where you can place your elements. So we can start with the butterflies, as this flower wreath is more about butterflies rather than flowers. So with the help of lemon yellow color I am creating butterfly wings. These are loose butterfly, so you don't have to be very precise on anything. You can simply create upper wings and lower wings, and I'm creating side butterflies. We are seeing butterflies from the side because it is simple to paint. That's the only reason I'm doing it. If you want, you can do it full butterfly with all 4 wings as well. It is totally fine to do that. You can add different varieties of butterflies, but this one is the simplest one to do, and that is why I'm doing it. So even if you are a beginner, I think you can do all these things easily. So you can create a petal kind of shape for upper wing and little bit rounded wing for the lower, and you can do it throughout this particular oval shape. And you can also keep the direction of butterflies in a different way. So some are facing towards left side, some are facing towards right side, and according to the placement you can change all these things. Now I want to make it more on the peach side, so I'm adding little bit of red into the yellow. So when yellow and red mix together, it is more like orangish or peach kind of color you will get. So you can do something like this. Also you will get little fluffiness into the texture of these butterfly. So basically we need little velvety texture in the butterflies. So when you add these two together roughly, wherein you are also able to see a little bit of yellow and you are also able to see a little bit of red, you will get little velvety texture, and that is something we are trying to achieve here. So this is something you can do for all the butterfly wings. Now with the help of black color, or else you can use needle pen like this. I'm using black ink. So if you are not comfortable doing it directly with the help of watercolor, you can do it like this as well with the help of pen. It is easier, that's why I'm doing it. With this you can do the same thing with the help of watercolor using fine brush. So you can create first body of the butterfly. So for that you need 3 sections. The uppermost section is a little bit rounded. You can have fine negative space to create eye, and then middle section little bit rounded and bigger, and then the tail kind of structure. So these butterflies are small in size, so you don't have to be very precise on these things. Simply create a body kind of pattern, and then you can start creating legs. So for legs you just need some pattern like these, little bit overlapped with each other, and then you can start creating antenna for all the butterflies that you have. These are very fine element like creating legs, creating antenna. So this might be little difficult when you're doing it with the help of watercolor, so I think it is easier way to do. Now with the help of pen itself, I am adding some extra pattern and texture for the butterfly wings. So for the lower wing I am creating a bigger black dot like this. So bigger dot at the corner of the lower wing. Repeat the same thing for all the butterflies, and then you can add more pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a smaller dot for the upper wing, and basically whatever we are doing for the one butterfly, we need to repeat the same thing for all the butterflies that we have. So I'm keeping the butterfly structure also simple because we have too many butterflies. And then with the help of pen itself you can create some line connecting butterfly and body together. And you can also give little bit shape to the butterflies with the help of pen itself. So something like this you can do to finish all the butterflies that we have. Now we are done with butterflies, and now we can start creating other elements. So I wanted to add some flowers, so I'm using this violet color, and I'm using very light shade of violet, so you can use more water and less pigment of color. And then you can add a simple flower, 5 petals, round in shape, and little bit of negative space in between. And you can add these flowers throughout the wreath. So basically I'm adding one flower around one butterfly. So you can do something like this. You can keep these flowers at distance. And then you can have the center part of the flower. So to add the center part of the flower, I'm using a red color. So color combination is totally up to you, what kind of color you need it for butterflies or flowers. You can try your own combination and you can do something like this. So this flower is done. Now I wanted to add one more color for the flowers, so I'm using white flowers. So for the white flowers you need little grayish color. So to make gray color you can mix white and little bit of black into it and make it lighter. So use more water, make it very light gray, and then you can start creating petals. Again, the flower is the simplest one, 5 petals rounded, and you can have negative space in between to create the center part of the flower like we did in the violet flower. So similar thing, you can definitely choose different varieties of flowers as well, but I want to keep it simple because even if you're a beginner you can follow all these things easily. So that's the purpose. So do something like this throughout, and now we have 2 different kind of flowers as well, and I think this much flower is enough. Now we can add center part for this flower as well. So I want to keep the center part black, so I'm adding a bigger dot and a smaller dot in between. And you can repeat the same thing for all the white flowers that you have. The color might bleed a little bit in the petal area because petals are still wet, but it is fine because anyways these flowers are loose, and if we are getting a little bit of dark color around the corner of the petals, it is totally fine to have, or else you can wait until your petals have dried completely. So we are done with the flowers. Now I am adding cobalt blue color into the orange yellow color that I already had. So you will get a green shade, and then you can just go around and you can create stems and connect all these things together. And you can create 2 lines as well to add more structure in between. And the last thing we needed is leaf. So I'm creating 1 stroke leaf, little bigger, little smaller, longer, whatever kind of leaf you want you can add throughout the flower wreath that we have. You can have your own green color. You can mix yellow and blue together to have different shades of green, depend on what kind of yellow you are using, what kind of blue you are using, or how much quantity you are using. Based on that you can have different varieties, and you can add different varieties of leaf altogether. So these are 1 stroke leaves, very simple to paint. You just need little pressure and you just need to move your brush towards left and right to make something like this. So don't overdo it, because whenever we try to do something like this usually we overdo these things. So make sure you're not overdoing. And I think this much is enough. Let's not add more. And I'm also thinking to add some other element, so I'm adding yellow flowers. So for this particular flower I'm just creating a leaf kind of shape itself. So you can consider these as flower or leaf. totally up to you, but having a little bit of yellow is something I think we should do. Then you can write anything in between and convert this into a beautiful greeting card as well. And we are done with today's video. Please do let me know if you have any feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching.